Hi, my loves. Sister Boyd here with LA Curly Girls, and I'm coming to you with another part of our Love Our Beautiful Curls series. And today I want to talk about hair dynamics. There is obviously a lot of talk about hair typing. However, many of us get stuck on just the size of our curls, and we don't talk about the other dynamics to our hair. And our hair is multi-dimensional. There's a lot of different factors in our hair, and we do ourselves a great disjustice. A great injustice when we don't look at the full aspect of our hair. And so what I want to do is I want to start off with our porosity. And you may have seen or heard some things, and some of the YouTubers talk about porosity, and you may have heard some talk on some of the hair boards. Porosity is your hair's ability to accept into the hair shaft and retain moisture. And we know moisture is pretty much water. You can also use aloe vera as a moisturizing agent. So your hair's ability to accept it into the shaft, into the cuticle, and its ability to retain it, to hold onto it and not let it go. So there's three types. There's low, there's normal, and there's high porosity. Low porosity just means that your cuticle layers lay flat, and your hair has a hard time getting moisture in. And usually what happens is once it's in, it's sealed in because those cuticles are laying down flat and you can hold on to it. Normal porosity is they're not completely firmly sealed like low porosity. They may be a little bit of opening so you can get moisture in, but because they're not all the way open, you can hold on to moisture and it eases and evaporates out at a normal rate. High porosity, which that's what I am, is your cuticles, they don't lay flat. They are open. You can get moisture in very easily, but because they're open, it leaves very easily. And that's one of the reasons why when you see how I do my hair, I do a lot of layering and I layer products on, and I'm really big on products that are moisture based. I have heard differing opinions about the different porosity levels, and some people say that high porosity is damaged hair, and I beg to differ with that. And one of the reasons why I beg to differ with that is the thought is that if you have high porosity, it's usually because there's been some damage or some chemical treatments have been done on it. And actually my hair has not had any chemical treatments to it. And then also seeing that I have been natural since 2007, my hair is pretty doggone healthy. So it's just how my hair is. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with your hair. I understand the theory of treating it like there's something so then you kind of ward off. It's up to you. Again, you're going to work and do what's best for your hair to give you the results that you desire. Next, we're going to talk about density. Density is the number of strands on your head. And so I will use myself as an example. I have the back part of my hair, and then the lower part of the sides is very dense. So it's high density. I have a lot of hair in there. Somebody may beg to differ, but I deal with it, and I have a lot of hair. Right here, where I don't have a lot of hair is where when you look at me head on, is here and here, and it's low density. You can have medium density where the number of strands that cover a square inch is somebody decided it was normal. If you have sparse a number of hairs, so if you can see the scalp, then you are low density. If you have a lot of strands and you really can't see your scalp, then you're high density. That means you have a lot of hair strands per inch. Okay, what does this mean to you? It just means some people have more hair strands to deal with versus some people don't have as many hair strands to deal with. What does it mean to your styling? For some of us, especially if you have low density, that means people like to say you have thin hair. you don't have as much hair to work with. So the fullness, you may have to do something else to get fullness. You know, again, like my hair, because I don't have a lot of hair right here, I don't get volume right here. So then you may not get a lot of volume in a certain area. Okay. And thick hair, you have a lot of volume. So for those people it's like it's just too much, they have a lot. That's where you get the phrase, they have a lot of hair. That means they have a lot of hair strand. Next is texture. And a lot of people get these, they use it interchangeably between typing and texture. And today I'm going to use it for texture, the true essence of the word texture. And texture is the actual size of each of your strands. Now remember, we're talking about not the number of strands on your hair now. We're talking about the size of each of your strands. And I will link where you can figure out the size. But from what I understand, if you can take a piece, just one strand of hair, and roll it in between your thumb and your finger, in your index finger, if you cannot feel that one strand, then you actually are considered to have thin hair. Okay? If you can feel it, but it's smaller or thinner than a strand of thread, just regular sewing thread, then it is a medium. But if it's the size or close to the size of a thread, then you're considered to have coarse hair. Okay, so for people who say, oh, I have coarse hair, really what they're saying is my strand of hair is thick. Okay, now some people change that and they say I have coarse hair, and really what they're saying is their curls are super tight, and that's not correct. So your coarseness, your texture is the size of your individual strand. Okay, and pulling back from my cosmetology days, your texture, from what I understand, and this is one of the reasons I'm not keen on racializing hair. They say certain ethnicities or races have less cuticle layers on their hair, and what they say is that African Americans or people of African descent have more cuticle layers on their hair. However, just since I have been in the natural hair community, I find that theory a bit flawed, because I know some non-African descended people who have thicker strands than I do. So we can't really go by that. And then also pulling from my theory from cosmetology, I do remember one of the things that they said is that if you were Asian descent and of African descent, you had more cuticle layers, and I think that's probably changed. I do believe they probably do. Asians probably have just as much cuticle layer, but again, you notice that they have bone straight hair. Sometimes, not all the time. So we really can't use the race thing here. Honestly, I'm a believer, if God wanted you to have this kind of hair, that's what you got. Okay. And then lastly, I want to talk about curl typing, which is the size of your curl. Okay. And we seem to get stuck here and we can't get past this. And that's one of the reasons why I put it last, because it's not that serious. The size of your curl. You can have a huge curl, right? And I think that's like a 2 or a 3 if you want to go by the system, the numbering system done by Oprah Winfrey's ex-hairstylist. You can have a huge curl, but you can have a coarse. The strand could be coarse, or the strand could be fine. The strand could be medium. And then you can have very dense hair, or you can have very low dense hair. So again, the size of the curl is not the end all be all. And I really need you guys to focus on the full picture of what it is you're dealing with, because just the curl size is just only but one aspect of this. And I want to make sure I'm very clear. There is no particular size, pattern, texture, density that's bad or better than anything else. The only way it's better is if it's yours and God gave it to you, and it's better for you because he said that's what you were going to get. And that was me, yes, being a little Christian. Now, if whatever you got, whatever is on your head, it is good. That's it. Point blank. Done deal. You don't need to sit here and say, well, this hair is better than this hair. No, it is not. Your hair is good, and you're going to take care of your hair, and you're going to take care of it the way that meets your needs and your desires. And that's all that matters. And so you're going to take this information and you're going to use it to build yourself up and to help you fall in love with your curls. Okay? Now, I'm going to leave some links to some videos. One is a video that Pixie did on hair porosity. And another one, a wonderful video by African Hair God. He broke down everything. And so I know I went through this pretty fast and I did not go into great detail, but he did a wonderful job of this. So I'm going to link those videos in the description box, and I think I'm going to link another one. Okay, I may link a couple articles as well. Definitely, if you have any questions, let's talk about it. Leave a comment in the description box. If you are following on the Facebook page, let's talk about it there. If you're looking at the thumbnail that's on Instagram, post your questions there. And if you're in the Facebook closed LA Curly Girls group, we can definitely talk about it as well. If you remember, if you came to INHMD Los Angeles this year, 2014, then you know we did talk about porosity. We did go into the other aspects of hair, and so we did go into this, and I hope this is more like a refresher as well as it's giving you some more information about this. Okay, so my goal is that you are not feeling like something is better than what you have, or that your hair is less than, because that's not true. You have wonderful, beautiful curls, and we're going to continue to learn about them and love them and take care of them. Okay, my loves, stay beautifully curly.